Finally, my sweet potato is giving me something. Hello and welcome to Back to Basics Homestead. My name is Annie and I wanted to give you a little update on my sweet potato experiment that I did a couple weeks back. I did make a video of how I set this up. I will link it below. I will link it on top, and it's going to give you like in-depth details of what I did with these sweet potatoes. So I started with 3 potatoes. I now have 2 that are doing something. The third, I don't know for what reason, nothing was happening with it. And this one, this one is so behind. I've been changing the water almost like every 2 days. Even the root is like this. So my hopes are not that high with this one. But with this one, I already have a couple of slips that are cut. I have 1, 2, 3 already. That's in the water and creating some roots for me. And I still have at least 2 on this plant. So I'll show you what I'm gonna do for my next step. So all you have to do is cut as close as you can from the potato and just stick this in water. And it's gonna create roots, just like this one. And this is what you're gonna transplant outside in the garden. My last frost is finished, so technically I would be able just to take these ones and transplant them outside. But we just experienced one weird cold snap. I had to cover my tomato plants for 2-3 nights, and I do not feel comfortable transplanting these outside. So I'm gonna give this little dude a chance to grow and put in water, and then I will probably have this much plants for this year. We don't eat that much sweet potatoes, so it could be just enough for the summer, well, for the end of the summer and the fall period, and I'm just gonna end up having to buy some at the store. But I wanted to see if I can get, how much I can get from grow bags with sweet potatoes. So this is like an overall experiment for me, and I want to see what I can get. Let's just say that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just say this is the 5th, this is the 6th. I'm just gonna say 6 plant. I'm gonna see what 6 plant will give me, and I will make a 3rd video of how I'm gonna plant them in my grow bag. And if I have space in the garden, I'll see if I can just put one in the soil to see like the comparison with my raised bed or my in-ground garden and a grow bag. So it's going to be an interesting experiment. We're all going to learn together with sweet potato slips. Also, I want to share a little fun recipe I did over the weekend with flowers of my chive plants. I usually didn't know what to do with them, and then last year I came across a blog post and I found something to do with them. It's a vinegar, it's an infused vinegar that you use for vinaigrettes or anything you would need. White vinegar. I just found it's like, when I found that blog post, I was like, oh my god. And then I've been using that 750 millimeter mason jar in all my recipes that I'm doing for salad dressings, and I just ran out about 2 weeks ago. And now that I was able to get another 750 millimeter mason jar ready, I'm like super excited. I have to let it steep for 2-3 weeks, and I wanted to share with you this cool recipe. And if you are in flowering of your chives, this is something really nice to do. So I'm going to show you the footage of me harvesting it and doing the vinegar, the infused vinegar, and you're going to I'm gonna show you what it looks like in 2-3 weeks in a future video. Thank you for passing by the homestead today. I hope I'm inspiring you to try to grow sweet potatoes because it's really simple, and worst case scenario, you're gonna have beauty added to your garden. And if you now have flowers on your chive plants, now you know what to do with it. It's gonna be a lovely light onion tasting vinegar that you can add to any of your recipes that you would use white vinegar. I love using it with my vinaigrettes. So I have not tried it in other recipes that I use vinegar, but in my vinaigrette, it's amazing. And yes, I still have a lot of plants even in the house. The cold snap made me bring back all my peppers inside, and I have to bring, now it's finished, well, it's supposed to be finished. I was bringing my tomatoes back inside. They are struggling. I am a week behind, at least a week behind on my planting of my tomatoes. They are not happy, but you know, I'm gonna do what I can do with what I am given, and I'm gonna hope for the best, and I hope I'm gonna be able to transplant all my tomatoes and like herbs and sunflowers and stuff like that this week, and then start the second process of hardening off my peppers. So I thank you again for passing by. Have a nice day. Bye.